All right, we are back here on the Iona Athletics podcast. Joining us this week on the podcast is a member of the MAC Men's Soccer Champions and the most outstanding player from the MAC tournament, Josh Plimpton. Josh, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Nice having me.
All right, Prowl. I'm glad to have you here. And like we do with a lot of these athletes, I want to sort of get a little bit into you. So, what was the thing that sort of drew you into soccer? So, you know what? I want to be a soccer player.
So my family is all soccer. My parents met playing soccer. They both played college soccer. So as far as I can remember, I was just born with a soccer ball. It's in my blood.
Yeah, so where did your parents play soccer?
So my dad played at Binghamton, so I was fortunate enough to play against them. I've had a goal against them in the past, and my mom played down in Florida, and both college soccer players. So
it was in the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know you guys played Binghamton earlier this year, and you beat them too, so that must have been nice.
Yeah, that's always good. I get to brag about him to that, so.
Yeah, I'm sure Dad must be really appreciative. Like, yeah, I beat your school again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get into – we'll go back to last year for a minute. So you were here last year. You have the loss to Ryder in the playoffs. So how's that experience sort of help you guys come into the season with a new goal of, hey, we want to be better. We want to win the MAC this year?
Yeah, so, both the years I was here before this year, we made it to playoffs, and we kind of fell short. Obviously, last year we hosted for the first time against Ryder. So we're gaining more experience, and the more experience we gain – it obviously showed this year that we're comfortable with where we are and we can keep improving and setting a new bar each year.
Yeah, for sure. And I know sometimes in some sports, coaches will leave that tape around as motivation. So did Coach Hamilton have that tape for you guys, the Ryder tape, say, hey, we can be better than this?
We try to ignore it as much as we can. All the players that were here, we know what happened last year. It's a devastating feeling, and we don't want to relive that. So you don't really have to talk about it much.
Yeah, that makes some sense. So obviously, this year you guys get off to the good start. You have the good showing in the non-conference. You go to Vermont and win. You play St. John's tough at St. John's and win. Was there just this one moment where you guys as a team sort of realized, you know what, we have something special here?
Yeah, well, we went on that, 7-game win streak or something like that. We're like, hey, guys, we're up there. We looked at the rankings a little bit on the NCAA. We tried not to pay attention to that. And then we rolled into conference, and we started off really well. Lenny started off the season great, and we kind of just all the players just took after that.
Yeah, for sure. And you stepped up big in some spots this year. As we mentioned, you were the MAC tournament outstanding player. You had goal in every playoff game. So what is it about your game that just helped you step up in those big pressure spots?
I kind of live for those moments. I really like the overtime goals in the past couple of years. And, the team just put me in great opportunities to score, and I was lucky enough to counter on them.
Yeah, for sure. And you had, I will say, I was calling the game with Austin Stellato, who was on the podcast last week. We called the Ryder playoff game. You had, I think, in that game, I called it, I said, the easiest goal Josh has ever scored in his life. Would you agree with that assessment?
I scored an easy one against Canisius a little while back, but that one was pretty easy. The goalkeeper came out, able to go around him, and then nothing but space there for me to put it in. Yeah,
and that win over Ryder, I feel like that, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like that was sort of the catalyst for you guys, because I feel like you guys sort of had that Ryder monkey on your back where they kept on knocking you guys down, and I feel like getting past them. How big was that for you guys just to say, we slayed Ryder, now we can take on anything?
Yeah, for sure. So Ryder's been winning the last couple of years, and then the team that beat Ryder the last couple of years has also won. So as soon as we saw that, we're like, we can win this tournament. So we went to Quinnipiac after that, got another win, and then obviously we all know what happened at St. Peter's.
Yeah, let's go there next. Let's go to St. Peter's for a minute, because I'll admit I was on the end line for that game doing some filming for Iona for that game. I will admit, I'm sorry I had you guys, but after they scored 2-0, I looked to one of our other interns, Mary. I'm like, I don't think it's going to go too well. So you guys are down 2 goals, 30 minutes to go. What's the team's mindset as you're about to kick the ball off after they put the ball down after the second goal?
So, yeah, we're looking at the clock, mixed emotions. But we talk about before every game, I'm going to say Lenny again. Every single time we're in the huddle, on, off the field, he always says positive, positive, positive. In the huddle, we go, whether we're up a goal, down 2 goals, stay positive. And we took that to heart, and we were able to score 3.
Yeah, you guys scored 3. Obviously, Morrow has the PK first. He puts it in.
Yep.
The momentum, I feel like, really swings on your header goal to tie it up at 2. And can you talk a little bit about that goal? The cross from Tomas Jumet was perfect on that play. Yeah. And, you just put it in a place where the keeper could not get it at all.
Yeah, as soon as Tomas hit that ball, I knew that was the chance I had to score. My one chance all game, went to it, got it. I saw it hit the back of the net. I went right over to our fans. That was just a magical moment right there.
Yeah, it was a magical moment. And, we felt it at that point, the momentum sort of swung. Did you guys know it, too, in the huddle? Once you got to OT, we got this.
Yeah, you can look at St. Peter's reactions to that goal. Their faces were down, and we had all the momentum, so there was no way we were losing that game after that.
Yeah, there's no way you are losing that game, and you don't because Morrow puts in the free kick there, bounces past the goalie. The celebration is insane, and at that moment, when you see that ball bouncing right past him, like, what's going through your mind?
We just won. We just won the MAC title.
Yeah.
So we all run on the field. All the fans came on. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, for people who are not there, that scene was just a madhouse after that. I mean, like, Morrow was running to the Maroon Maniacs, and we were there, and it was a very big Iona contingent at that game.
Yeah. So we had a fan bus. People took cars. I felt like we were playing a home game almost there. That's how many fans were there.
Yeah, it was crazy because, I mean, I drove down with John Stanko and Jack Clark from Athletics. So, like, we got there early, and then we see all these buses coming, and we're like, wow, this is at least 50-50, if not slightly in our favor.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like all of the emotion was just for us.
Yeah, it was, and I know the weather that day was brutally cold because, like, I saw you guys at the halftime to go on the bus to warm up for the second half, and, like, I feel like the energy from those fans, so I feel like definitely fueled you guys in the comeback.
Yeah, I mean, St. Peter's a hard place. The grass field is different than what we're used to playing on. There's no locker room there, so we went back on the bus. But you just got to stay positive, keep your mindset going, stay focused on the game, despite the score, the weather, everything. You're in the MAC final. We'll play anywhere that we have to.
Yeah, so obviously the tournament ends, you win. You have the post-tournament awards. Several of your teammates make the team, but you get named the most outstanding player in the MAC tournament. What would that feel like for you? And it's like, wow, I got picked out of everybody on this team to be the most outstanding player.
Yeah, I mean, I always had a good tournament, a goal in each game. But it just shows our team. Like, it was a great award for me, but I was happy for the team that we all won. Obviously, Najim and Malcolm and Mara also got onto the MAC tournament team, and I was just happy overall for all of us. At the end of the day, we're all wearing that MAC championship shirt.
Yeah, you guys are all wearing that MAC championship shirt. I saw you guys the next day when they had the selection. So you're in Hines. We have the selection show party. You see Maryland pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
You guys went crazy. So, like, how excited were you guys to get the chance to go play Maryland?
Maryland is, in men's soccer, that's the place to go. I mean, their field is incredible. Their fan section is incredible. They're defending national champs for the last year. I mean, what a way to open up Iona's first NCAA appearance.
Yeah, so obviously I didn't get to go down to that game. You guys all went down to Maryland. Like, what was that experience like in terms of, like, you guys have played at some big stages before. I mean, you guys have played St. John's. The program's played at UConn in the past. What was that like going to Maryland for an NCAA tournament game?
I mean, I felt like it was just any other game. Like, it said NCAA on it. It said it was against Maryland, but we played against St. John's. We played against UConn. We played against big-time teams, so it was no different.
Yeah, it was no different. But I mean, it's tough loss, but how do you feel like you guys learned the most about yourselves this year?
I mean, I think we look back at a great season. It's obviously hard to look back on the Maryland game, a tough loss. I don't think we played our best, and I really don't think we showcased who we are as Iona program. But we set a new bar for the school, and we're gonna get back there.
Yeah, and I want to point out to people who just see the final score and say, oh, 4-0, not a big deal. That game was a lot closer than that score in the game because there was a point in the second half. You guys were down 1-0. Assad just misses a chance to tie it up. I'm like, if that just goes in, that's such a different game.
Absolutely. And even the beginning of the game, the first 15, 20 minutes, it was Iona playing against Maryland, not Maryland playing against Iona there.
Yeah, you guys dictated the tempo early in that game, and most of the team next year is coming back. I mean, we talk about Malcolm Moreno, he's graduating. Frances Chuli is graduating, but pretty much everyone else is back next year with a lot of the key guys like yourself, like Lenny, like Morrow, all being upper class. And so what do you guys think you can do for an encore?
I mean, the goal is to get back to where we were, and not only that, but to go past that. I mean, we talk about why be good when we can be a great team. So losing Malcolm hurts, losing Juan hurts, losing Fran hurts. Obviously, Malcolm was Defensive Player of the Year in the MAC. But I know we have the personnel to fill those positions, so we'll see who Coach brings in, and we're going to have another great year. I can feel it.
Yeah, I can feel it as well. Can't wait for the next men's soccer season here at Iona next fall. Josh, thanks for coming by the studio today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Best of luck next season.
Thank you.